up about people who are coming out. Because if you don't understand people that are coming out, you're liable to be aggravated at people that are sitting next to you today, because they're getting on your nerves. But if you're ever around anybody that is coming out of something that they have been enslaved to, if you're ever around anybody that's coming out of something that's held them captive for so long, see, they will celebrate with you or without you. They really don't care that they're getting on your nerves. They don't care that you got new shoes on. They will step on your new shoes. They will run across your knees because they are celebrating. Oh, you got to understand, celebrations are indications of victory. Some of you are celebrating today because you're on the verge of a victory. It's an indication. It's an indication. It's an indication that everything's about to turn around in my life. It's God giving you indications of victory. But wait a minute, what is victory? Victory is the prize that is given to the person who emerges out of the battle as the champion. So in order for you to go from warfare to victory, in order for you to go from being a warrior to actually being a champion, at some point in the fight, something has got to begin to turn around in your favor. Whew. There is some point in the battle where you have got to get the upper hand, or you can't get the victory. So at some point, somebody look at your neighbor and say, at some point, you're going to get the upper hand. Listen, there has to be a time in the fight where you're fighting and you're struggling, but there is something that kicks in your fight that is called a second wind. And when that second wind kicks in, all of a sudden you're able to do stuff that you said a day ago, I can never do that, I'll never be able. Next thing you know, you're in the middle of doing it. You know why? Because you got a second wind. What is a second wind? It is a strength that is on reserve that you don't even know is on reserve. And all of a sudden, it's a supernatural wind. It's a supernatural breath. It's a tenacious, persevering breath of God that blows into your situation. And all of a sudden, you think you're out. You think you're down for the count. But at that point, you begin to realize, hey, I'm fighting, but I got my strength back. My joy is back. My peace is back. My victory is back. And it all came back in a second wind. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. You ought to thank him for a second wind. Listen to their testimony. When God, this is what they were saying, when God turned our captivity, he said we were like them that dream. In other words, we had been enslaved so long that it seemed like this is too good to be true. Because there is a liberation that will come to you so fast, and it will be so unexpected that when God turns it, you'll be like, is this a dream? When did all this happen? How did the tide turn? How did I go from there to here? We were like them that dream. Have you ever had God turn something so fast in your life that you thought you were dreaming? Anybody ever had? Have you ever had God bring you through so powerfully that it knocked you for a loop? Have you ever had him set you up so high that you're up there going, I know this was nothing but Jesus. I could never be in this house. I could never be on this job. I could never have this car. I came to tell you, just when trouble seems like it's closer than it's ever been, deliverance is knocking at your door, and God will bring you out with his strong arm and his mighty hand. When the Lord turned our captivity, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody heard it in the spirit. When the Lord turned I'm living in my dream house. Living in my dream house. Driving my dream